Some 5 months ago, Governor Peter Mbah actually promised to do some partnerships with Nortra tractors. And he said that in a ceremony where they were launching the site, that's the assembly site of tractors.
What we have gathered here to do today is not a mere symbolic act. It is certainly an act that takes us closer to actualizing the dream of having at least 1,000 tractors in Enugu by next year. Our vision in agriculture transcends the traditional notion of manual farming. We want to scale our agriculture to an industrial scale. We want to be able to ensure that we do not only produce or indeed crops that will just be sufficient for us to eat. We see agriculture as an export commodity, and so this is indeed the beginning of actualizing that dream. Initiative like what you are doing with Nortra not only creates employment opportunities, but it also stimulates our economy. It boosts that growth that we're expecting, that economic growth we're expecting to achieve here in Enugu. So we see this as opening a wide door of opportunities for our teeming young people to get upskilled and also to get constructively engaged.
It's quite unprecedented because there's virtually no governor that has thought around this before, even across the southeast. I mean, tell me one governor who has established a center where you can assemble tractors for agriculture. You can't find it. In fact, you can't find it. I can't even remember in the south where we have that. But he took the bull by the horn and had a partnership with Nortra, and they give them a place in Enugu here where they'll be assembling the tractors in Enugu. So the idea around it is after even when the tractor spoils, because sometimes when tractors spoil, it's usually a huge problem in trying to fix it, trying to repair it. But if you have the assembly site in Enugu, when a tractor never really spoils. I mean, anything that spoils, you can go back and replace it. So that's the idea around it. So there's a site which is almost complete, and there are already 100 tractors delivered, to Enugu State to boost agriculture. Now, the governor knows that it's important to have agriculture boosted. Agriculture is important to every economy. Go and check every economy beyond what is trending right now with tech, with the money market and the likes. We know that agriculture is also the mainstay of most economies that are thriving today. If you look at America, look at China, look at Australia, Germany, most of the agricultural products are actually one of the bases of their exchange in terms of buying powers. That's what they export more, and then that's what they feed on. I mean, people would eat, and because people would eat, agriculture is also one of the things that people would venture in order for people to eat. So knowing this and having this background and having this knowledge, he says, look, we know how important tractor is to everybody and to our farmers and to the survival of tomorrow's future. So why don't we just get this, instead of purchasing tractors? I mean, the governor can just, get tractors from around the world, deliver them down here, and then hand over to farmers. But right now, it is not like that anymore. The assemblage of tractors in Nigeria, in Enugu, is unprecedented. it would not only give our team new jobs, it would also, more than anything else, create an economy around that. It would create a chain of reaction and a chain of processes around that. So there's a lot around that, because again, if you look at how agriculture has been touted, we've seen over time how agriculture, people, countries around the world make it a mainstay of their economy. I can only imagine with this feat in Enugu how crops would be grown, and how food crops would be exported, and how the Enugu economy would be boosted with the kinds of monies will be made from these kinds of agricultural investment. I can also imagine the extent of the amount of people who would be employed. 1,000. Okay, for the first phase, say 100 persons are going to drive that truck. It's not going to be parked somewhere. 100 persons are going to drive it. 100 persons who didn't know how to drive, who didn't know how it feels like to even drive tractors. They're going to have it. If they're going to lease it, they're going to be leasing it for something that is at least fairly okay for them to use, for their farms, and then get returns for the state government. So I can just imagine the ripple effect that this would have in the economy of Enugu State. This is unprecedented. Now, let's listen to 5 months ago where the governor made a speech around this particular assembly site that is almost completed. And then we'll also show you 100 tractors that have already been distributed, already been given to the state. And the next phase will be launching it and then employing people. And then if there are farmers, private farmers, industrial farmers, people who want to go into, that agricultural sector, it's very easy. You wouldn't have to think of where to buy tractors. You wouldn't have to think of where to lease tractors. It's easy. You go to the Ministry of Agriculture, you can get your lease there. If it spoils, you know where to go to get it fixed. Look, this is unprecedented. Are you sure 4 years, 8 years will be enough for this guy to do what he wants to do? I think I've lost count as to the things that this guy has been doing. What I'm doing is kind of deliberate, because I want to know where this is headed, where this is going, because it is stunning what this guy is doing. Let me know what you think, though. I'd love to hear from you. I would love to hear from you. Well, thanks for watching, though. I'll see you on the next one.
What we have gathered here to do today is not a mere symbolic act. It is certainly an act that takes us closer to actualizing the dream of having at least 1,000 tractors in Enugu by next year. Our vision in agriculture transcends the traditional notion of manual farming. We want to scale our agriculture to an industrial scale. We want to be able to ensure that we do not only produce or indeed crops that will just be sufficient for us to eat. We see agriculture as an export commodity, and so this is indeed the beginning of actualizing that dream. Initiative like what we're doing with Nortra not only creates employment opportunities, but it also stimulates our economy. It boosts that growth that we're expecting, that economic growth we're expecting to achieve here in Enugu. So we see this as opening a wide door of opportunities for our teeming young people to get upskilled and also to get constructively engaged